Hello everyone, this is the new step of this course we're talking about, right? Today we're going to talk about how to write uh, after you process your data. You want to save your process, your some specific file. Let's create another cluster, right? We're talking about write CSV. So while the cluster is starting up, what we're going to do right now, we're going to read a CSV file and save it with the same format, CSV. So there's a couple of observations, a couple of points that we need to be aware of to save it in the best way possible, to save it in a specific format. You can handle separators, you can handle if the CSV is going to be right with a header or without the header. So there's a lot of points you can settle to write your file. Sometimes some operations need to receive. This is not common, okay, but when usually you read a CSV file to save it on the format, but sometimes you may need to create a CSV file coming from a different and save it with different separators or with some transformations and transform it back to a CSV file. It could happen, okay. So I will show you here in databricks. That is a couple of features that is nice to turn it on. That is the DBFS Explorer. So if you didn't turn this on, you won't be able to navigate through your folders that you create or files that is created earlier. So let's check. You need to click here and go to user settings. Oh, let's remember security compute advanced. Okay, DBFS file browser. If it is for default, by default this comes enabled. Okay, this came enabled. This came, and once you enable it, you can go to catalog, and this information will appear here, so you can navigate through your internal folders. The same kind of thing that you can see through this kind of commands or DBFS commands, like I shown you, dbu choose commands like fs ls. So you would need to, if you just need to see what's inside this folder, you don't need to run this command. You can just enable this DBFS file browser, go in catalog and navigate through your folders. This is nice. You cannot delete nothing from here. You cannot delete folders itself, but could delete what is inside the folder. So let's use this opportunity to delete this information, so that we're going to create new ones and use it to show you some informations after the process. Okay, let's see. Sometimes you get a bit of time to update those informations. Let's understand. Not deleting. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, I'm sure. Why you're not deleting? You can also upload some files through this option, upload here. Okay, why not? Sometimes things did not work, mainly when we record something. It's very common not to work. Okay, let's try to use this when the cluster starts. Well, cluster started. Let's drop this. You can use like this, or you just can use the magical command fs file system for file system, and can use rm to remove rm minus r because it's a repository. Let's see if it works. It's running. Did not work. Let's use minus r because it's a repository. Yes, minus r. Minus r because it's a repository, and you cannot delete a repository without this command, because you will get this error saying that it's not possible to delete. So let's share uploads. Okay, that's, yes, it was deleted. Let's remove this another ones. This one also. Just for the sake for this class. So you're going to take everything clean as the first time. Okay. So removing this information, I'm running. As you can see, they are totally Linux commands to manipulate with this fs. Sometimes some commands you don't have inside the build, so they are more tricky to run it. So let's beginning. Let's take this path to read. Okay, so let's beginning, or let's check what's inside this CSV. So df equals spark.read.format csv.load the file path. Let's check what inside this CSV. Remembering you can use display to show your informations in Databricks. Display is a specific command for Databricks. It's display the information, display what's inside your data frame in a more beautiful way. So if you can use show, as you can see, and is a kind of ugly way to demonstrate information. So display will show you, will not truncate any information. If you have 100 rows, 100 columns, it will show every column, and you'll get a scroll bar on the horizontal and vertical option to scroll down, scroll to the sides. It's the best to navigate through your data, to just explore, as the same way as shown is just used to explore your data. Okay, so we have this. We don't have a header inside. Let's set option header. True. Let's check if there is a header inside this file. No, there is no header. So since we don't have header, you can create a schema. You can use a schema even if the file has a header or not. It's not a problem. So remembering, guys, you can break this information into lines without using /. Just put in everything inside parentheses. So what is nice for me, it's not a row. Okay, I like to break into to match the points. I like to read like that is more readable. Okay, for me it's not a row. Okay, So let's use a schema. Let's create the schema. Let's create the schema. If you're using a variable, you need to create before using it. Okay, so name, string, surname, string, and age int. Schema, run again. Data frame objective, not but schema boy. Okay, so proper schema. So that is nice for our first point about writing this information down. So let's begin with this. So we're going to write this data frame and save it in a format of CSV and save in a specific location. So let's first of all let's create a folder in this same path, names out. So I'm creating Kadir for FS. It's a bit different from, so I created, let's see it, list this information. So let's, just show this information, names out. So okay, we're going to save it here. So saved as the path. We're going to take an error from it, so I will explain you why. When you write something to a already existing path or folder, you're going to receive this error if you do not set the mode of writing. So I will show you in a bit. So what I can do is give a name. As you can see here, there is no other folder inside in this path, so I will say a different name that didn't exist there. The write process will create a folder with this command, names create folder, just for sake of this illustration. So I will run it again, the same path, names create folder, as you can see. So we created this folder, the process itself created this folder and put the out process in this folder. Okay, so that is the name and the path to the file that we saved from your data frames. Let's read it. We can use this way just for the sake to read it. Format Pyspark.read .format.load the file and the name of the file. So you can't set the specific name. The Pyspark will always put a name based on something, some hash, I don't know. It never looked after this information to understand it. And you can display this information without putting inside a data frame, just to show. So as you can see, we did not write it with header because we must inform it in the option of write. Okay, you can use option on writing the data. Header true. So let's create again in this this previous folder that already exists, that we got an error, and we're going to put the mode. What is the mode? The mode propose is to, you have two options. You can append information, and it's meaning that whatever information exists in that folder, it won't be overwrite, it won't be deleted. a pen will put more informations, whatever information that already exists there. But we want at this stage overwrite, just to overwrite will overwrite, it will delete everything that is inside the current folder, so you can run it properly, you can save it. Okay, no problems. So let's just check what is inside right now of this command ls. As you can see, we got we wrote this result with success, and let's check what's inside if the header comes along. The header did not work properly here because we did not inform the option that the file that we are reading has a header. Okay, there, true. Okay, now we have a header. Let's change another information here. So we put a header true and open. Let's put another option. And SAP will be pipe. Okay, pipe. Let's overwrite this information. You won't find this same file because the name will change, so you need to run again. Or you can just put some sort of dynamic return here. You can use magical wildcards that Linux said. So as you can see, what's happened, we write this CSV choosing the specific SAP as pipe. So we need to change this in the right option, because when you did not inform what is the SAP separation is, Pyspark will assume that is comma, because the pattern of comma separated value is a comma. So that could sound strange, but it's true. As you can see here, you don't need to change these options. You can put in whatever position you want, but it's beautiful to put one side of other. Okay, so that is for this class. It gets a bit longer, but it's important to understand this little observations. Okay, see you in the next class.